Hey, welcome back to the Sanders Kitchen. I'm Mike. Today we have a great recipe. It's a simple one, but it's a knockoff from Cracker Barrel. You're gonna love cheddar broccoli chicken. Let me show you what's in the recipe. So simple. It's cheddar broccoli chicken. So we have cheddar cheese, we have broccoli, we have chicken. I'm using chicken thighs. I'll show you how to pull the skin off, take the bone out. It's real simple. Pay less and don't pay somebody, an extra $4 a pound to pull the bone out. It's too easy. All of the ingredients, butter, milk, flour for the cheese sauce, the crackers, every amount we use will be in the recipe down in the description. So just go copy it and make it. It's going to be beautiful. I made this before and it is so good. It's amazing. Now, so the first thing we're going to do is prepare the individual items, like prepare the chicken, cut the broccoli. We're going to crumb up the Ritz crackers and make the cheese sauce. Then we're going to assemble it all together and bake it 350, 45 minutes. I'm telling you, talk about easy. You're going to love it. So stick around and let's make this happen. So the first thing we need to do is go ahead and get this chicken cut up. Let me show you how I do that. This is a thigh right out the pack. The first thing I'll do is pull the skin off. Okay. Just give it a rip. Just pull the skin right off. Okay? Then you want to take any fat off, scrape it, remove it. Okay? Trying to make this look real simple and easy. Sometimes you get one that doesn't want to cooperate. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. The next thing is there's a bone. It's right here. Just cut down the middle, keep your fingers out of the way, and then start cutting the meat off of the bone, going from one side to the other. And once you get down underneath, you can get your knife under the bone, come out to the side like that. Try to get as much meat off of it as you can. You can scrape it a little bit like that. And just cut it off. That's it. Now, what do you do with this? Okay, let's cut off any big amounts of fat, which I don't really see too much more now. Where the bone came off right here, there's still a piece of grizzle left in there. And I know you're not trying to, you don't want to waste any meat. You don't want to cut a big old hunk of meat off, but you have to. You have to get rid of some meat. If you want to try to save a little piece, you can. But you definitely want to throw that away, and you're left with this. So what I like to do is cut it up into little strips about 1 inch wide, and then, so what you wind up with is, little 1 inch squares. See how that looks? I like cutting them up. Why am I cutting them up like this? It's simple, because when you eat a casserole, you don't want to have a big old hunk of chicken that you have to keep cutting with your knife. You just get in there with your fork and you can eat the whole thing. That's why the next step, after I get through with this chicken and season it, the next step is to go ahead and cut up the broccoli, because I don't want my broccoli in big hunks. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this and go right to the broccoli. See? Well, now that all my chicken thighs are cut, and in this little bowl, we're just gonna take some Poultry Magic from Prudhomme. And just for the sake of knowing about how much I want to use, I am going to measure it. Otherwise, I wouldn't do that. So let's see. We have about a whole tablespoon right there. And since I don't want to get my fingers all funky, I'm just going to mix it up with a spoon. Now, that doesn't look like enough. So I'm going to do 2 tablespoons. And I think that'll be plenty enough. Boy, does this stuff smell good. Man. So I'm just gonna mix up the chicken, set it off to the side, and start cutting up the broccoli. So there we go, here's my broccoli. Now, why am I cutting up the broccoli? Because once again, let me get my knife. I don't want big pieces in the casserole. I would prefer smaller pieces. So I would take this piece right here and just cut it in half. And maybe this one, I would cut the bottom off and then cut it in half again. And so you can kind of do what you want, but what I would like in my casserole are smaller bite-sized pieces. So once again, I'm going to finish all this up, and that'll be the next step, one step closer to putting it all together. All right, so let me finish cutting up all of this broccoli. Be right back, okay? So what we want to do is take those Ritz crackers and turn them into some really fine crumbs that have a little crunch to them, not like breadcrumb. So you know how to do that. It's really simple. Put your crackers in a gallon zip bag. Now I have 3 of these reams of crackers. I may not use it all. It might be a little too much, but I wasn't sure because I'm making 4 personal casseroles. And you just take a meat tenderizer with the flat side, don't use the ridges, and just pound it down. It's so easy to make crumbs, okay? Real simple. Okay, so now that we have this done, I'll transfer these into this bowl. We're at a point now where we're not going to assemble yet. We have to make the cheese sauce. So let's get on with the milk and the butter and the flour. We're going to make a little bechamel sauce, and then we're going to add some cheddar cheese, and it's going to be good. Stick around. Right over here, we're getting ready to make the cheddar cheese sauce that's going to go in the cheddar broccoli chicken. And it's so simple and easy, so watch as I do this. Fire's on high. Going in with 4 tablespoons of flour. I'm going to whisk it around. Make sure the flour and the butter are incorporated. And we're going to add in a quart of milk. And stir intermittently as we're pouring it in. It's going to thicken nicely. I'm going to let it warm up. Let it get a little bubbly. I had to wait for the milk to warm up before I could put my cheese in. So I'm going to start pouring the cheese in. That's 2 cups of cheese. I'm just going to throw it all in there, and we're going to start mixing it in. Look at that. You can always add a little more cheese if you need it, but I think we're going to have enough. Look at that, huh? Wow. Woo. Okay, let me start really getting after it. Here we go. I'm gonna turn that heat down a little bit. I don't think we need any more heat. I think it's hot enough to melt that cheese. Look at that sauce. I'm gonna turn this off. Fire is off, and look how beautiful that is. Ooh, it came together real nice. That's a good cheese. Good cheese sauce. I'm going to grab another little handful, sprinkle a little bit more in there, maybe a half a cup more. I just want it to be a little thicker. That's good. Usually, you don't put salt in when you have a lot of cheese, but this does not have a salty flavor. So I'm going to put a little bit of my salt and pepper in. I probably didn't put more than a half a teaspoon. It's going to thicken up as it cools off. Oh yeah, perfect. That nailed it. And so now it's time to start assembling the casseroles. You're gonna love this. Well, you made it this far, so you may as well hang around to see the grand finale. What we're gonna do is take this chicken and we'll start putting it in the bottom of this little personal casserole. These things are 4 by 6, about 1.5 inches deep. So you put a liberal amount of chicken, however much chicken you want, to cover the bottom. And once you get the bottom covered, then you can start adding in a little broccoli. Now, while I'm doing this, I need to tell you that I used frozen broccoli, and I rinsed it with cold water until it was, you know, real soft, and then I put it in a salad spinner. It went way down in the measuring bowl. So I thought I started off with about 8 cups, and I said, I know that's not going to be enough. So I added some more, and now that it's all cut up, it's right at about 8 cups. So the next thing I'm going to do with my clean hand is take some broccoli and put that right in here and cover the chicken. Hey, use as much broccoli as you want. I love broccoli, so when I come in here and start digging in that casserole, I want some broccoli with my chicken, okay? That's why I have a lot of broccoli here. Okay, the next thing I would do is I would get a little bit of the sauce and put a little sauce in here. Watch this. A little bit of sauce. Okay, here we go. You know, it's just no fun if you don't make a mess. So I make a little mess, who cares? Little bit of sauce. Now, why am I doing a little bit of sauce? Because I'm going to throw in some cracker crumbs. And I want the cracker crumbs to get down. You know why? Because if the broccoli starts releasing some fluid, some liquid water basically, yeah, then the crumbs are gonna absorb it. And that's what I'm looking for. Next thing is, I'm gonna put on some cheddar. Not too much. Now, let's get the sauce in there, okay? I don't think I put enough right there. All the way around this little baby. Look at that. Okay, sauce is in. Some cheddar. How much? I don't know. Just have some extra cheddar left over. That's all I can tell you. You know, have a cup. Have an extra cup of cheddar or 2. And look at how beautiful that is, yo. Oh my God. And then finish it off with some Ritz crumbs. Look how beautiful. Now, I'm gonna tell you a little secret. If you want this to be like outstanding, magnificent, you can take a little melted butter and drizzle it on top. So I'm gonna do that. So the best way I found to add the butter is to just drizzle it on with a brush. Because if you don't use a brush, then you're gonna wind up with too much butter in one spot. So that's all you have to do, just like that. And these 2 are ready to go in the oven. Now I have 2 more just like them. I'm gonna assemble them And we're going to put that in a 350-degree oven for 45 minutes. Everything will be nice and crispy, golden brown. It is going to be great. Ooh, I can't wait to eat this. Now, let me go ahead and finish those other two. I'll show you what they look like. Well, by now, I would hope that you have preheated your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And once all of your little personal casseroles are assembled, just put them in the oven and set your timer for 45 minutes. When these come out, I'll show you what they look like, and we'll even eat some. It's going to be delicious. But make sure you let them cool a little bit, because if not, you'll burn your tongue so bad. So see you in about an hour or so, okay? Well, the cheddar broccoli casseroles are out of the oven, and I had to take a couple of pictures, so I actually did mess that one up a little bit, but it's okay. So let me go ahead and taste this so you can see I'm not fooling when I tell you how beautiful this really is, how wonderful it is. Oh man, let me put that on my plate a little bit more right there. Oh man, it is so good. Got that cheddar flavor, I know it's coming. Oh man, look at that cheddar cheese and a nice big old piece of chicken. See what I'm talking about? The bite-sized pieces. Perfect, my mouth is running water. I can't wait to eat this, and I know it's hot. So how do you eat it when it's really, really hot? Very carefully. You know what this, I mean, this is so good, and it's better. I don't want to be criticizing anybody, but it's really better than the one I had at Cracker Barrel. And I'll tell you why. It's got the same amount of cheese, but it's got more broccoli. And I got more chicken. It's better. I'm sorry. Wow. Holy mackerel. That is so good. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to have everything in the description below, all the instructions. I'm even going to tell you that I overdid the crackers. Yep, I only used maybe about a cup and a half. So we can cut back on that later. I'm probably going to use the rest of what I have left over to make some more. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching the Sanders Kitchen. I hope you enjoyed the recipe. Have a great Easter. This isn't maybe necessarily your Easter dinner, but it could be if you want it to be. If you like the recipe, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget you can hit that notification bell. You'll be notified as soon as our videos appear. You'll know about it. So all I can say is praise the Lord. Thank you, Jesus, for dying for my sins. And being the sacrifice for us. And if you don't like me saying that, then maybe you're on the wrong channel. But God bless each and every one of you. We love you. Have a great weekend.